Hello, I'm Thomas, and today we will discover the fantastic world of Madagascar. This unique island in the Indian Ocean is much more than a tourist destination. With its rich biodiversity, stunning landscapes, and vibrant culture, Madagascar captivates anyone who visits. From its famous lemurs to its dream beaches, join me on this journey to explore the beauty and diversity of this African jewel. Get ready to be surprised by Madagascar around every corner.
Hello everyone, I am Andy, the Globetrotter, and I will accompany you on this trip to Madagascar. Don't forget to subscribe, like and stay tuned for new adventures. Let's go!
Madagascar. Madagascar is the largest island on the African continent, situated off the coast of Mozambique, about 400 kilometers away from the closest point in the Mozambique Channel. Several small islets also belong to the state. It is entirely surrounded by the Indian Ocean. The capital and most populous city is Antananarivo. The most widely spoken languages are Malagasy and French. Malagasy is a language of Malayo-Polynesian origin and is spoken throughout the island in numerous mutually intelligible dialects. The use of French is also very common. Thus, if you speak French, it is possible to communicate with a good proportion of the local people. However, in more remote and/or poorer areas, it is not uncommon for people not to speak French. As for English, generally, there should not be any problems using it in accommodations, with guides in national parks, and other tourist establishments or services. The currency of Madagascar is the Ariary, MGA. Exchange rate, Malagasy Ariary/US dollar. 1 MGA equals $0.00022 US dollars. Approximately half of the population is Christian, especially Catholics and Protestants. The rest of the population maintains their indigenous beliefs. Due to its geography, Madagascar's climate is highly variable. Generally, Madagascar has two seasons, a hot, rainy season from November to April, and a cooler, dry season from May to October. The east coast is the wettest part of the country and therefore home to the island's forests. This area is periodically hit by devastating tropical storms and cyclones. The central lands are considered cooler and drier, and most of the island's agriculture, especially rice cultivation, is located there. The west coast is home to deciduous forests. Deciduous trees shed their leaves during the 6th to 8th month of the dry season. When the rains return, this forest erupts into a sea of bright green leaves. Southeast Madagascar has the driest climate on the island. Parts of this area may be considered desert-like due to their low rainfall.
Well, this was the beginning of Madagascar. It's a magical place, don't you think? Now let's get to the current situation.
Current situation. In the country, presidential republic agriculture, along with fishing and forestry, are the pillars of Madagascar's economy, accounting for a quarter of the country's GDP and employing nearly 80% of the workforce. Deforestation and erosion, exacerbated by tree felling for firewood, are serious concerns. The country's main industrial activities include meat and seafood processing, soap manufacturing, brewing, leather goods, textiles, glass, cement, automobile assembly, paper, oil, tourism, and mining. Despite all the natural wealth represented by its immense biodiversity, Madagascar is one of the poorest countries in Africa. 90% of the population lives on less than €2 per day. What is life like in Madagascar? More than two-thirds of the Malagasy population live in rural areas, and over 80% of its over 25 million inhabitants rely on fishing or agriculture. It is safe to travel to Madagascar, but it should be done sensibly and following a series of travel recommendations and tips. Ways to get around. In Madagascar, you can find everything from super well-equipped and modern cars to real clunkers. The former, like air-conditioned minibuses for tourists, are more expensive than the latter, which are usually the modes of transport used by the local people, such as taxi-brews. What to do and see in Madagascar? In Anakao, you will find paradisiacal beaches where the Malagasy, Madagascar inhabitants spend a day fishing in their small boats. These beaches are perfect for disconnecting and enjoying the sun. Nosy Ve Island, located about 2 kilometers from Anakao, was an island inhabited by pirates in ancient times. Today it is the perfect place for snorkeling and enjoying its coral reef. What is the traditional dish of Madagascar? One of the typical dishes to eat in Madagascar is ravitoto, which consists of mashed cassava accompanied by pork or zebu meat. Of course, it is served with rice and a spicy sauce made from ginger and chili.
Well, this was all about the current situation in Madagascar. Now why don't we go to your curiosities? Come on!
Curiosities about Madagascar. 1. Madagascar is known as the 8th continent of the world for the uniqueness of the island's biodiversity. Madagascar is recognized for its biodiversity richness, with over 200,000 species, including more than 100 animal species unique to the world. Although deforestation and irrational hunting have threatened many of them, such as the ring-tailed lemur and the radiated chameleon. 2. Another curiosity about Madagascar is that 88 million years ago, it was connected to India. It separated when the supercontinent Gondwana broke apart. This fact indicates that Madagascar was one of the last landmasses to be colonized by humans. 3. In Malagasy culture, arranged marriages are still customary, where a parent promises their daughter in exchange for money or livestock. 4. The inhabitants of Madagascar practice ancestor worship. Every 7 years, they take deceased family members out of the crypt located in the yard of the house and transform them into new shrouds. A festive gift is prepared for this event, music plays, and it is supposed to communicate politely and kindly with the deceased. 5. This island is inhabited by ants, nicknamed Draculas for the peculiarities of their diet. The adults of these insects are not able to digest solid food, so the larvae digest the food for them, and the ants bite their skin and suck their blood. 6. One of Madagascar's queens executed her subjects for appearing in her dreams without warning. 7. The soil of Madagascar is red because it contains a lot of iron and aluminum. 8. The inhabitants of Madagascar observe many strange traditions inherited from their ancestors. For example, it is forbidden to sweep dust in houses, and in some regions, it is prohibited for a son to shave until his father has died.
Well, his curiosities were very impressive, don't you think? Now let's go back in time and see its history. Come on!
History of Madagascar. Madagascar, the 4th largest island in the world, has a unique and fascinating history. Its earliest inhabitants arrived in canoes from Southeast Asia over 2,000 years ago, mixing with African and Arab populations. In the 7th century, the Kingdom of Madagascar was established, flourishing until the arrival of Europeans in the 16th century. The Portuguese were the first to arrive, followed by the French and the British, who attempted to establish colonies but encountered fierce local resistance. In 1896, Madagascar became a French colony. During World War II, the island was a strategic point. After intense struggles for independence, Madagascar finally gained freedom in 1960 under the leadership of Philibert Tsiranana. Since then, it has faced political and economic challenges, including coups and crises, but has also maintained a rich culture and biodiversity. Today, Madagascar is known for its lush nature, unique species, and diverse and resilient people.
Well, this was all from Madagascar. Now let's get to some questions for fun. Come on! Thanks for joining us on this journey. I hope you've enjoyed the blend of history and charm. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and, of course, subscribe for more adventures. See you at the next destination. Bye for now.